Good afternoon, all of you. Hon'ble Governor of Bihar, Shri Jagdeep Ji, a man of simplicity, elegance, knowledge. More than a decade ago, while he was Speaker of Goa Legislative Assembly, he introduced then paperless working, so imaginative, so forward-looking. Shri Chairperson, Board of Governors, IIM Bodh Gaya, Shri Amitabh Kant, Guest of Honor, members of Board of Governors, Director Dr. Vinita S. In last few weeks, I have had the good fortune of visiting institutes headed by women. Gujarat University, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Amitabh Ji is an alumnus of that, and this place. My belief that women are more powerful than men is getting strengthened every day. Women directors are tougher than men directors. You will remember them during the course and afterwards for two different reasons. One, during the course for their being very harsh, and the one I see here, the affable personality, and when you go behind, you know the spinal strength. But after you graduate, you will be remembering them very pleasantly, that they strengthened you to that extent, tempered you like steel. Distinguished members of the faculty, any institute is known only by its faculty. We are lucky to have good infrastructure, but we are luckier to have this kind of faculty that has shaped you so well. Dear students, and I see some proud parents, my congratulations to you, my greetings to you on this great occasion. Thanks for warm reception and sentiments expressed. There could be many caveats to these credentials that have been indicated, but I go down to that. Friends, I record my sincere appreciation to Chairperson Uday Kotak, Director Dr. Vinita S. and Board of Governors of IIM Bodh Gaya for inviting me to participate at this special occasion. The event marks a significant milestone for IIM Bodh Gaya, as it is the first convocation ceremony at the recently inaugurated campus of the institute, defining changing profile of developmental growth in this country. Chairperson Uday Kotak, a luminary in Indian banking, bears unimpeachable credentials to be in this position. He draws respect both for his depth of knowledge, intellectual integrity, and ever readiness to stand for the cause of the nation. I firmly believe that education is the most impactful, transformative mechanism of societal change that realizes equality and dispenses inequities. You all are fortunate, very fortunate beneficiaries of quality education. Guest of honor Shri Amitabh Kant, an IAS officer, a cheering scholar, is an outstanding achiever. He is deeply involved with evolution and execution of public policies in his several capacities, including as CEO, Niti Aayog, our own think tank. His books, Branding India, An Incredible Story, and the elephant moves are in a sense reflection of his contributions. His prestigious positioning as G20 Sherpa of India during his presidency year would ever be acknowledged as exemplary performance. The passage was mine all through. I attended most functions of G20. The passage was mine. A mind could do at any point of time. There were a number of outlines. The good thing is, at the end of the day, all went well. You could have sound sleep only after our term came to an end. Among other aspects, and there are many, G20 enhanced our soft diplomacy power and progress to a very high degree. Friends, your institute is in perfect setting. Bodh Gaya, a site of spiritual importance and a land where the great Buddha attained enlightenment. No wonder this is enlightening IIM Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya holds a special place in the collective consciousness of humanity. As we gather here today, let us draw inspiration from the teachings of Lord Buddha and strive to emulate his message of love and compassion in our lives. The message is more relevant now than ever before. My congratulations to the graduating students at this oath convocation. I am so delighted and happy that the track record of the institute has been outstanding when it comes to placements. The director's report is very illuminating. The address of the chairperson indicated that firm foundations have been laid for this institution, and it is amongst one of the best in the country. Friends, convocation ceremony holds immense significance, a unique significance, unforgettable moment, a moment to be ever cherished. It is a moment of pride and accomplishment, not only of the graduating students, their friends, their parents, teachers and mentors who have supported and guided them throughout their journey. This moment marks a stepping stone for your entry into the wider world, a world that is filled with endless possibilities and opportunities. Friends, Bharat today is no longer a nation with just a potential for a sleeping giant. It is on the rise as never before. The rise of Bharat is unstoppable, and all this is to your great advantage. You are fortunate as an enabling governance ecosystem, stable economy with strong fundamentals, offering you a platform for unleashing your talent and energy. Perfect setting for realizing your aspirations and dreams. All of you, my young friends, are very lucky to be part of the marathon march for Viksit Bharat 2047. Some of us may not be around, but it will be gratifying for everyone that you will for sure secure at 2047 a Bharat that will be at the pinnacle of the world. Friends, a convocation address is always difficult. It is an occasion, as people normally believe, that the speaker would impart guidance, will give sage advice, or make suggestions before we step out from the ivory towers of academia to the real world outside. I would make an earnest effort to live up to your expectations in some measure. A decade or so ago, such advice or suggestions may have been scary, a nightmare. A speaker in my place a decade ago would have been worried. what to tell you. What are your prospects? Because we then had worrisomely alarming economic environment. There was fragility all around, a despotic atmosphere. But now, the contemporary situation is soothing and inviting. In a sense, there is now 360-degree turn as the national mood is upbeat, reflecting hope and possibility. Each of you present here today is a torchbearer of India's future. I have no doubt about it. When it comes to talent, intellect and knowledge, you are one of the best in the world. And the kind of training you have got gives you sharper cutting edge. I encourage you to harness your talents and skills to script new chapters in India's growth story. And what a more remarkable that story is going to be. Always remember your hot pursuit for success. Accolades, organizational and professional growth. A leader should not let you forget the importance of humanity and empathy in business. Your director focused on it in great detail. Today, you will impart a new voice. You will venture out into an industry that, unlike a decade ago, the scene a decade ago was very different. You would be losing your sleep. With this degree, you would not know where to go. But now the situation is very different. Situation is brimming with opportunity for you. The scenario is full of hope and possibility. My young friends, the national scenario couldn't be more soothing and inviting. The nation is on the rise, and economic trajectory, despite global headwinds, is continually upwards. National mood is upbeat with our surging global image. You are discerning minds. You know what it now means to be an Indian outside India. You know now for sure what means to the holder of Indian passport. You know it more than I do. What is the image of our country now? And that is something you will really show your life. Soon to become our Bharat, the third largest global economy ahead of Germany and Japan, just in 2 years or less. We are already global third in purchasing power. And this status of Bharat is more relevant to you. You know what is the potential of purchasing power. And in this country, if we have this population, this rich human resource, this youthful component, the change has to be exponential and geometric. Friends, the world today is at the cusp of something like the Industrial Revolution. Thanks to onslaughts of disruptive technologies, these technologies are a challenge, they are an opportunity. You will be concerned with them in your future workings. By harnessing the seamless integration of these technologies, organizations can stay competitive in the digital era and shape a future where connectivity, trust, and intelligence drive success. As a matter of fact, reflect, few years ago, this was not even a dream. We will not be in a position to think about it, imagine about it. I know it out of experience. I was a member of parliament in 1989. I was a unionist then. I had to suffer the pain. Our gold in solid form was airlifted to be placed to 2 banks in Switzerland to sustain our fiscal credibility. Look where we are now. This is much beyond 360 degrees. Our foreign exchange then was dwindling between $1 billion and $2 billion, and now we see the rise of 6 to 7 billions in a week, and it is over 600 billions. As young leaders in business, trade, commerce and industry, you will have the opportunity to take charge, harness the opportunities that are beyond the obvious and create impact that has the well-being of society at heart. Happiness and satisfaction do not come with personal wealth being amassed, with physical infrastructure to be lacking. The greatest satisfaction comes when you have rewarding experience of serving your motherland, Bharat, and that I am sure you will be engaged in. Look at how far we have come as a nation. The journey was not easy. As Governor of State of West Bengal, I was reading a book of 10 governors on ease of governance. The one on the dais, Mr. Amitabh Kant, was facilitating our discourse. And we came to know the challenges he was weathering, his institution was weathering. Herculean task. One will be staggered to think about it. But look at the change that has come. Can you ever imagine 500 million people getting into banking industry? What could be more inclusive growth than this? Just imagine gas connections in every house, tap water in every house, toilet in every house, education being available everywhere. Every village has a computer center. You are lucky to have this kind of ecosystem. This allows you full play in the joints. You can play with the state bat. Realize your ambitions of serve your motherland. Let me tell you, friends, just a decade ago, why go back? Our economy was one of the fragile five. The world institutions were in punishing mode for us. They used to advise us how to handle our affairs. And what a transformation just in a decade. We marched ahead of Canada, UK and France to be the fifth largest global economy. I have no doubt at 2047 we will be at peak or very close to getting at peak. The World Bank, that used to question us earlier, gives advice, is praising us day in and day out for achieving financial inclusion. And it says what India has attained within 6 years is not otherwise attainable in 5 decades or so. This is rich tribute to our visionary leadership, fast execution, and that is why the nation is seeing not pyramidal growth, plateau kind of growth. Everyone is rising in togetherness. International Monetary Fund has recognized India as a prime destination for investment and opportunity, a bright spot in economy. You know what our economic rise at the moment is, and what is that of other large economies. India's inclusive digital payment system, which facilitates real-time transactions, has garnered attention worldwide and is being adopted by countries like Singapore and many more. UPI I am referring to. In fact, if you go by statistics, 46% of global total real-time digital transactions now occur in this land. Adaptability, accessibility of internet is reflected in the statistics that our per capita internet consumption is more than that of China and USA taken together. Friends, in addition to its digital infrastructure, India has made remarkable strides in developing world-class physical infrastructure, thereby enhancing quality of life for its vast population of 1.4 billion. Recent notable examples you will know: Bharat Mandapam, a massive convention center, one of the top 10 in the world. We have Yashobhumi, the new parliament building, the kind of roads we have, the kind of airports we have, the kind of railway stations we have. These were beyond our dreams and contemplation decades ago. What does it reflect? It reflects that India has human resources. The genius of its human resources is unrivaled. What it needs is leadership, visionary leadership, a leadership that thinks out of the box, a leadership that has capacity to get it executed. I know for a fact, being chairman Rajya Sabha, in spite of pandemic, new parliament building came in 30 months. That was not just a building, complete infrastructure that we could hold our session there. The world is amazed and stunned at our progress. Friends, these achievements underscore our capacity to construct such impressive structures within remarkably short time frames. Let me give a small illustration. Chandrayaan 2, September 2022. It was to land on moon. I was Governor State of West Bengal. Along with my wife, I went to the Science City. The landing was to be little after midnight, around 2 a.m. if I am not wrong. Chandrayaan 2 reached very close, within meters. Landing was not 100% success. How can we call it failure? We reached there, we reached quite close. The Prime Minister came from the behind to encourage the entire team. And we had Chandrayaan 3 landing on that part of the moon where no one has landed so far. International Aeronautical Society has acknowledged Shiv Shakti point on moon, which means the governance is so strong that it does not take failure, it takes success. This is a message to you, a lesson to you. Never avoid taking a jump because you think you may fail. I don't suggest you take jumps recklessly. Think about it, but fear should not deter you from trying out. That I am sure you will do it. Effective execution of the vision of our leadership would not have been possible. And I mark my words, it would not have been possible unless corruption was weeded out. There was a time when corruption was visible in every facet of life. A job, a contract, and an opportunity you could not avail without taking recourse to those who are corrupt. Corruption was your password to getting opportunity or relief. Power corridors were infested with corrupt elements who extra legally leveraged decision making. A decade ago, we had the spectacles to see in public domain. Even ministerial berths, prerogative of those in authority, executive authority, was being considered and decided as well. But now, my young friends, something you will relish. Our corridors have been duly sanitized of corrupt elements. You know it. Our future generations will not even be able to think that this kind of intense infesting of our corridors with corruption was there. Not a small achievement. You will be beneficiary of it. Across various frontiers, cutting-edge technology, including quantum computing, matters to you hugely. India is one among the few nations to be focusing on it. Our quantum computing mission already 6,000 crores have been allocated. We are working in that direction. You will be utilizing it. We are no longer waiting for technology to be given to us by someone else. We are in the big league of nations that are focusing on this. Our green hydrogen mission, enormous opportunities by 2030. You will have 6 lakh jobs and 8 lakh crore investment. That's the possibility. All these issues are before you. You will be directly concerned in exploiting such a good pitch for the benefit of the nation. And I have no doubt you will fully avail new vistas because they are gold mine. They are huge opportunities for your category, which is so well trained at this prestigious institution. Friends, if you look at the global scene, the world is in a state of flux, where change is the only constant. The disruptive technologies have entered into our life. We have to live with them. These are both opportunities and challenges. Honorable Prime Minister has indicated enough about it. But then your genius will convert these challenges into opportunities, and that will favor growth in this country. Whether it is artificial intelligence, machine learning, something that will help you enormously. For others, it may just be an expression. They may go to lexicon to understand what is blockchain, what is machine learning. But for those of you who are so trained to unleash power of these technologies for larger growth, this is a ground reality. I would urge you to willingly embrace these technologies, utilize them, get into those areas so that we help our Bharat and the world at large. Friends, in such a scenario of dynamism and volatility, your core values will be your guide, keeping anchored ever as you stride ahead. So, tighten your belt, gear up, and bring about the change you believe in. During my time, even if I believed in a change, I would be in a state of hopelessness because I would know I cannot bring it about. But now you can bring it about. I don't want to take more time on this, but look at the startups. Look at our unicorns. These have emanated from high ranking. You therefore have to think out of the box, think big, and I'm sure you will achieve. Most of you, when you go outside, you have multiple choices. You can carve out your niches in business world and other industry areas also. But remember, ethical leadership, and that is part of your oath. The director focused on ethical leadership. This is non-negotiable. If you compromise on ethics, then you can't be winner of the kind that the world will salute. You will be living in a silo because you have compromised ethical standards. Temptations will be amazing, like taking a shortcut. People love to take shortcuts. Even when there is a road available, they will say, why not take this shortcut? My experience tells me that this shortcut is very painful when you need. Technically speaking, a shortcut in physical terms, the shortest distance between 2 points. Am I right? But when the day of reckoning comes, it is the longest distance. Take a shortcut in law. Take a shortcut in revenue matters, and you know how people are suffering. They are suffering for two reasons. One, the country has equality before law. Rule of law is being enforced in a exemplary manner. Those who thought we are beyond reach of law, we are immune to law, how can legal process reach us? They took shortcuts. So you know how risky, how expensive, and how painful shortcuts are. Avoid them. I urge all of you to be harbingers, ambassadors in a kind of a society where you exemplify that there will be scrupulous, meticulous adherence to rule of law. This should be your guiding North Star. And trust me, sleep is fundamental to good health. When you take shortcuts, when you violate law, when you get away from ethical standards, you can never have sound sleep. You will have sleepless nights. Your health will go down. Keep that in mind. Who are before me? You are the greatest stakeholders in democracy. You are the future of this country. You have to script history for this country. You have to lead the marathon march. And to you, therefore, I appeal, make it a habit. You, the listening minds, that you will always stand for the nation. Always taking nation always first. You can never compromise on that. There are, unfortunately, certain categories of people who find it indigestible that India is progressing. Some of them are informed minds. You respect them. Don't respect them because they held a position of power. I am referring to the economic world. One may have been economic advisor to Government of India or governor of a bank. But if it tells you our economic growth can't go beyond 5.5%, question him. You said so, why? You are a knowledgeable man. You are capitalizing on ignorance of people at large. You are trying to spread pessimism when the air is full of optimism. And just imagine, no regret, we had more than 0.5% growth. Friends, you represent core progress and innovation. You represent them. You are people in your category. Your path aligns with vast journey towards reaching new milestones. We must ever be good listener so that absorbing and sharing of knowledge is seamless. And believe me, none is ultimate repository of wisdom or knowledge. We suffered a system in our country where iconic status was accorded on parameters that are baffling. No longer. Just look to the Padma Awards. There was a time when event management patronage was a passage to Padma Awards. No longer. They are now given to deserving people. That being the situation, you have to go beyond the normal course. If you entertain an idea that with this degree of learning comes to an end, trust me, nothing can be a more wrong conclusion than this. Learning is lifelong, and if you learn lifelong, you remain in fit health, mental, physical, spiritual, to serve the nation. One thing I find and which is very disturbing, people don't want to listen to other point of view. They want to reject the other point of view for drop of a hat. Now what can be more painful and challenge to logic and rationality that we don't even want to consider the other point of view. There is no compulsion to agree to the other point of view. And trust me, my own experience tells me, more often than not, the other point of view is the correct point of view. If you attended seminars, you would have some illustrious person addressing the seminar. But in interactive session, you would find the one whom you do not know, who according to you has no identity, makes a brilliant point. Each of you is epicenter of making brilliant point and catalyzing big change. I am reminded of a cartoon where the boss was with the core team. I love that cartoon. It defines most of us. The cartoon said, I quote, written there, I am looking for people who have a mind of their own, And what it says further? I am looking for people who have a mind of their own and think my way. Never barter your wisdom and point of view. Make your point known. Even if it is not accepted, there will be a time when someone superior to you will tell you, oh, how I wish I could go by your point of view. You turned out to be wrong. So always go in that direction. Friends, in your future positioning in normal course, there would be compulsive interaction. You have to interact. You will have access to structured platforms and associations. Let me tell you a small secret. When my team finds I am overstepping time limit, they bring a glass of water. But then this will not deter me here. When this interaction takes place, business, trade, commerce, industry, you've been guiding. Whatever be your slot, you can't be head of an organization at this age. Because at your age, the head was at your place. So you know where you are going. So make that point known to one and all. My suggestion is that there can be significant positive contribution to our foreign exchange reserves, generation of employment opportunities, and nurturing of entrepreneurship if we become vocal for local and Swadeshi is promoted. This has a huge future, let me tell you. In a sense, I am persuading you to believe and promote economic nationalism, a facet of nationalism. Just imagine there is massive drain out of foreign exchange because we are importing our debris. What are we importing? Kites, toys, curtains, furniture, furnishings, and the like. We are mostly importing something is available in this country. And look at the damage we do to the fabric of this nation. On one hand, our precious foreign exchange is drained out. On the other hand, we are snatching work from the hands of our people. They would be employed if they were to make these items here. And three, we are blunting, impeding growth of entrepreneurship. Now you are well positioned to utilize it. If you make it a mission and passion to promote economic nationalism, inculcate this spirit, that will take us a long way on all these 3 points. Friends, there is another worrisome aspect, and that is reckless export of raw materials. Some people have natural resources at their disposal. There was a time before leakage. If you go to a port in Goa, you will know it. Iron ore being exported. Now what are we doing? We are exporting our raw material. Now the man who controls that natural resource is making money. He says, why should I make an extra effort? I am making quick buck. I don't have to do anything. But what we are losing is usually we must add value to raw material and real-time value before we export it. If we export raw material, we are condemning ourselves that we are not in a position to add value to it. Fact is, we are in a position. And the moment you engage into value addition, you will find rewarding results both on the point of foreign exchange, employment, and entrepreneurship growth. And this value addition has to take place in several ways. I remember my days as Governor of State of West Bengal, Darjeeling in Road 14. Hardly value addition taking place. We must engage into these activities. You all are competent, enabled in every respect by training also to achieve these big ticket accomplishments. My young friends, always always remember, no economic gain, howsoever bountiful it may be, can be entertained by compromising our economic nationalism. We must make it a habit, a national habit. This is imperative for nation's prosperity, also for sovereignty. Because if our security environment has to be looked around, the conventional days are gone. If your economy is powerful, you are strong. Your soft diplomacy gets cutting edge because your human resource is active in various fields. The human resource is fully unleashing the power and prowess of digital infrastructure and disruptive technologies. So this is a national obligation you are called upon to discharge. Friends, today you are on the launch pad for a jump in the larger domain. The domain is overflowing with opportunity challenges. There is potential for runaway success. Unexpected jolts you will get, both. You graduating students make discerning choice as to what you seek to do. Today you have the luxury of multiple options of choosing what kind of work you will do, how you will do it. Go for the choice or option that emanates from within. For long we suffered in this country that the child at birth was given a task. बच्चा घर में आया है, इंजीनियर बनेगा, IAS बनेगा, IPS बनेगा, डॉक्टर बनेगा. And the poor child did not know anything what was happening around. Fortunately for you, the days have changed. If you do not enjoy the job you are doing, if you do not feel you are a productive, contributing member of society, then rapid promotion, your renown is of no help. Because from within you can't release it. If you do not like going to work every day, the fact that you are being chauffeured in a limousine, you will have a world-class office, is immaterial. Because you don't like to go to work. Why force someone who is good at cricket to play chess? You are trained to make your own choices. You are under no compulsion. Use it with great discretion. My suggestion is reach out and explore. Try different things. Be unconventional. Think out of the box. And assured you should ever be. You will never be starved of ideas. There are ample avenues for creation of employment than just being an employee. It's not so. I have seen around and the number is multiplying day in and day out. People in bureaucracy are doing their job to do unconventional things, including selling vegetables and milk, serving this society, showing way to many others. Great idea. You have to do it. There is a tendency in the youth. It was during my days also. So certainly during your days also. We will be happy if we achieve a lot. We want fame and fortune as rapidly as possible. In the process, we get robotized. Our human approach gets blunted. Our human face disappears. A robot is of no use. When a man becomes a robot, the man has to use robot, not himself or herself get robotized. Friends, those of you who have taken to literature at one point of time or otherwise know, don't fall prey to Shakespearean Hamlet syndrome of to be or not to be. This is more often than not is a complete recipe for failure. When you get into this syndrome, you fear failure. You don't try. My experience has been that if you have a brilliant idea, please get it executed. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the society. One of the finest men in our country at the moment is before you, Chairman of the Quarter. Journey of your chairperson of the Quarter. Friends, journey of your chairperson of the Quarter can be a case study on this point. He made such a choice, and from my perspective, a difficult one in early 1980. Imagine the situation then. Then India was a closed economy and not a shade of economic growth and prosperity we see today. Far from it. In that challenging environment, daunting scenario, ignoring a lucrative job, he had the option to go to a multinational. Then a very pride of let's say assignment. He took his own call, and look at, he makes all of us proud. Wherever we go, we hear only one thing. Not only it is IIM Bodh Gaya that his services were acquisition. His services were acquisition on account of his spinal strength in banking world for an institution that was virtually sinking. If I am not wrong, he was out of the country to get that call, and all he said was, I am at the disposal of the nation. Some of you will have the occasion to think, decades later on, if we had grappled with the opportunity of unleashing favorably disruptive technologies, we would have been at a different place. Because we slightly deterred. We thought it may not be manageable. We may not be able to grasp it fully. You can do it. While the Kotak at that time must have had tough time in deciding. Nothing could be tougher. It is as tough as to decide your soulmate. Mine is on the professionalism. Yet he did. Now, you are far more luckier than that. Because the system around you, the ecosystem around you is affirmative, wholesome, promotional, gives you confidence from outside. So please, take your own decisions. Friends, in conclusion, all I can say is, I see everyone is very happy when I say in conclusion. But let me tell you as a lawyer, when we say in conclusion, we say it several times. But here I am going to say only once. In conclusion, you are embarking on a most exciting, interesting journey in a country that is home to 1/6 of humanity, a country whose economy is on the rise, the mood is upbeat. The world out there is fiercely competitive. You will have challenges, you will have jobs, but you will not be shaken. Because you have been tempered here like a steel to withstand all challenges. I have no doubt, if you be firm on your course, you for sure will meet only one end, success. A success that will be gratifying for you, satisfying for the society, and a proud moment for the nation. Friends, I have full faith in the capabilities and potential as students of IIM Bodh Gaya, the enlightening IIM, situated rightly at the epicenter of enlightenment. You can deliver, you only have to do. Remember, one of the shoe companies has a tagline. You remember that? Just do it. Together, let us work towards a Bharat that is not just developed, but also compassionate and inclusive, reflecting our civilization ethos. I know it has been very tough for me to address you in the presence of my very talented wife, Dr. Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar. Thank you so much.